Alright folks, this time I want to do a gameplay slash review video. This game has already been reviewed by Total Biscuit, so if you really want to know a lot about it and have a professional opinion, then that's where you should go. But if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I do like steampunk and occasionally make steampunk themed videos. So this seemed like the right kind of game to take a look at. So it's developed by Dreadbit, an indie developer in the UK, and yeah, it is very British indeed, as you can tell. So if you don't know what steampunk is, it's basically a sci-fi version of the Victorian era. It's often based on steam engines, like a very high advanced version, and sometimes there's a little bit of... And there are also some more classic sci-fi elements in it, like energy weapons and shields, and sometimes there's even magic in steampunk as well. So yes, this game, as you can see, it's about mechs fighting each other. And it is described on Steam as a mix of Puzzle Quest and FTL, Faster Than Light, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. So, as you can see, there is the typical puzzle aspect to it, where you have to match up different symbols, but those thingamajigs that you're supposed to match up are also resources. So it's not just about getting the longest chain, you also have to decide, okay, what do I need right now? There are 4 basic resources that you have to deal with: ammo, energy, coolant, and repair. What is a unit of repair? Spare parts? Whatever. There are also other nodes, like one that overcharges the next system that you're using. For example, if you use your weapons, after picking that up, you fire twice. Or if you activate your shields, you get a boost. Or, drives, you get an extra speed boost. And so on. And there's also a node that allows you to combine different colors, so you get an extra long chain, you can gather more resources. So those resources are essential for fighting. You need energy and coolant to make your mech walk, which gives you evasion. You also have to use energy and coolant to activate your shields, which simply absorb some of the damage that you receive. And for firing, you need ammo and coolant. And the repair nodes are used to, well, repair your systems. You can see the different systems, weapons, drives, and defenses have energy. So if that is reduced to 0, you cannot use the system anymore. Through the fights, you gain experience, and when you level up, you can pick a passive augmentation. And you can also go to the workshop to buy various upgrades. And that improves your general stats, like how much evasion you can have, max, or how much you can increase your shields, that sort of thing. And then you also have active abilities that you can use during the fight, like this, for instance. Resilience will reduce the damage to your hull by 50% on the next attack. So there are quite a few options and things you have to keep in mind. It's not just about matching up the nodes, but you have to decide where do you want to put your resources. Because you only have 3 turns normally. Do you want to play it defensively? And if so, do you want to increase the evasion and then have a chance to not receive any damage at all? Or do you rather want to increase the shields and then reduce the amount of damage that you do get? You can also target specific systems on the opponent's mech if you want to take out their weapons or their shields or whatever. Of course, they can also repair. And in addition, you can sabotage them with all kinds of abilities. You can leech ammo or coolant or energy from them, for example, and transfer it to yourself. There are some abilities that, for example, instantly refill your coolant. There is some luck involved. Sometimes you desperately need a resource and it just doesn't show up. For instance, right now, if I really needed a lot of energy, I would be kind of screwed, because as you can see, there's mainly repair nodes on the field, and there are no 3 or more energy nodes that I could match up. So sometimes you're just forced to clear up a bunch of nodes, even though you don't need them, just so more drop and you get additional resources. Definitely some luck involved, but overall it is a lot about tactics. This is a roguelike game, or you can actually call it a roguelite, because even though you lose instantly when you're defeated, you do get something out of it. There is global experience that you accumulate. So it's very hard at first when you start out, and the more you play, the easier it gets, because you will get starting bonuses, various stat boosts and so on. So even if you keep dying over and over again, it's not completely wasted. You will still progress. As far as the graphics are concerned, I'm pretty impressed by it, especially, for a mostly puzzle-oriented game. It's really pretty good. I mean, they're very well designed, lots of detail, both on the mechs and on the background. The background is a little strange in that it just keeps scrolling and repeating, and quite often the two sides don't really match up, or rather they match up a bit too well, because it looks like both mechs are actually walking in front of the same background and continually towards one another. At first, I don't know, it kind of threw me off a little bit, but you get used to it very quickly. You don't really pay attention to it anymore while you're playing. And of course I can see why they were doing it that way. I mean, with this kind of setup, you have to just keep cycling the background through. But yeah, it's not a problem really, and it does look nice. Really lots of minor details. You can see sparks flying off when there is some damage to a system, or if it's completely taken out, there is some fire. And especially the explosions when they're defeated look very nice, quite satisfying. And the animations in general are very smooth, so really nice to look at. The sounds are also amazing, especially the music. I really, really like the music. It is absolutely awesome. Epic. I'm just gonna give you a listen. This is one of my favorite parts of the background music. So yeah, really epic in the best possible sense. I mean, the entire setting is pretty epic. Can't argue with that. And also the sound effects are definitely really good. All high quality assets, and yeah, there's a lot of attention to detail that went into this. Really, on the negative side, I only have, well, nitpicks, basically. It is a little unfortunate that when you open the window to display the subsystems of your opponent, that it covers them up. I mean, it's really no big deal. It could have been handled more effectively. It's not like it affects the gameplay in any way, but it's just a little bit of an unfortunate design choice. Of course, some people will be enraged by the difficulty, because it is a hard game and you are supposed to lose. You can't expect to just play it through in one setting. Originally, I intended to just do a gameplay video of this, but then it just turned out that it takes a bit long. The footage up to the first boss turned out to be an hour. So that was a little too long for just random commentary, in my opinion. At first it was difficult enough to get to the boss, and you can see that is quite a monstrous mechanical beast. But it's not the end. After this, you will have a couple more days to prepare to face the real enemy. Apparently, I haven't gotten there yet. It is pretty hard. If you have ever played FTL, then you know the kind of difficulty that we're dealing with here. So this can be quite frustrating, but it's still a lot of fun. At least to me, I've definitely been enjoying it. I'm still playing it, and yeah, it has plenty of replayability value, because you can try out a different mech, you can try out a different tactic, and it changes every time. The types of upgrades that you unlock are different, and as said, there is some luck involved, so yeah, it's different every time. So I'm really impressed with this game. I mean, a lot of good thought went into it, excellent design, and I haven't encountered any bugs or any kind of technical issues, so really awesome. I can only highly recommend it. I'm very impressed by it. It's currently on Steam for $16.99 Canadian dollars, or however much it is where you live. I actually got it on sale, so you can always put it on your wish list and just wait for it to go on sale. But personally, I definitely think that the current price is worth it. So yeah, check it out. That's pretty awesome, especially if you like steampunk. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.